Hello, I'm Kristen and this is Kristen Craves Books. So I cannot believe that it is already almost summertime. June has gone by so fast and I don't even know where spring went. But I have started doing these seasonal TBRs. I just think that's better for me. And I'm just thinking about what summer reading means to me, what it is. I think I am the stereotypical summer reader. I do love romance in the summertime, though I do read it all year round. I just seem to go through it more quickly and it's just more what I'm in the mood for in the summertime. I also love a good thriller in the summer. I don't have any in my stack today, I don't think, but I never really know what kind of thriller I'm going to pick up or what I'm in the mood for. I just listen to them on audiobook, so I'm sure I'll read a couple of those in the next few months. But I've also decided that I like to get through bigger books in the summertime because I feel like I just have more time for some reason, or I'm outside lying on the beach, sitting on the deck or whatever, and I'm just in a reading mood. I get lots of reading done in the summertime, so why not take advantage of that and get through some bigger books? So I'm going through a few that are on my radar that I want to prioritize in the next few months. This is not all of them, obviously, but I would like to say by the end of September that I've read all of these, so I'll get right to it. And I'm actually going to talk about the one that I'm currently reading because I just want to mention it, and I'm about halfway through, and that is The Darkness Outside Us, and this is by Elliot Schreffer. This is one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I'm really loving this. It is sci-fi, and it is actually a romance between these two characters here on the cover, but it's actually much more than that. If you've read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which is one of my favorite books of the year so far, I'm getting that kind of vibe from this. Our main character wakes up and realizes he's on a mission. He doesn't remember the launch, but his memories come back pretty quickly. And there's somebody else on the ship who doesn't really want to have anything to do with him, but now there's some secrets coming out, and I'm about halfway through, and it's really interesting. The operating system on here, like the AI on here, is very compelling. I love a good AI that's morally gray, that's on a ship, that just really appeals to me. So I'll be finished this in the next few days. I'm about that far into it. Really loving this. And there also are a lot of new releases coming out in the summertime that I want to read, and I will have separate videos for those. I always do monthly most anticipated reads, but there are two that I want to mention because they are probably my most anticipated reads of the year. And the first one is A Heart Principle by Helen Huang, and I think this one comes out August 31st, and that is like near the tail end of summer, but I probably will read it on the day it comes out because I feel like I've been waiting for this book for years. It is the third book in the Kiss Quotient series, the first one being The Kiss Quotient, then The Bride Test, which is arguably my favorite romance of all time, and then this one's The Heart Principle, which follows Kwan, who's a character from the second book that I adore, and I'm so ready for his love story, so really excited about that one. And then the other one that I'm looking forward to is obviously Redemptor by Jordan Afueko. There's no secret that I love Raybearer. I talk about it all the time. One of my favorite books, and I actually have a countdown on my phone for the release of Redemptor. Like, I cannot wait. So I actually would like to reread Raybearer right before Redemptor comes out in August. So obviously those are the two releases that I really want to read in the summertime, but there are more, and I'll talk about those in future videos. And my last video was actually a book haul, and I would like to read lots of the ones that I hauled in that video, but there are three that I want to just mention here. And the first one is Accidentally Engaged by Farrah Heron. This is a fake dating romance, one of my most anticipated books of the year. Been hearing amazing things about this. There's a cooking show involved, and that is all I really need to know. This looks like the perfect book to read by the pool, so I cannot wait to read that finally. I've had it for a while, but I've been saving it specifically for summertime. And then these two here, do I need to explain? These covers scream summertime. They are the first two books in a new cozy mystery series by Abby Collette. The first one's A Deadly Inside Scoop, and the second one's A Game of Cones. I'm going to show you these up close. Look how cool these are. Scream summertime. So there's something about cozy mysteries that seem perfect for the summertime as well. So those I have to read. And then I've decided that I want to get through a few sequels. I'm notorious for not reading sequels. There's so many first books in series that I adore that I always intend on continuing on with, but I just never do. And I'm not going to let that happen this time. So the first one I have is Jade War. Look at my ring light in there. This is a big book, but I absolutely flew through Jade City when I read it earlier this year. One of the best books I've read this year so far. And I'm going to put this down so I don't blind you. But I just loved Jade City so much. And I know myself that if I don't pick this one up soon, I just never will, because I'm so bad for that. And the third book is supposed to come out in December, I believe. So if I get through this summer, that would be great. And I also have the audiobook. And then I just read The Bone Witch by Rinch Pecco, and I absolutely adored it. Way more than I was actually anticipating, because it's an older YA series and people don't talk about it now as much as they used to. But I loved it, so I would love to finish that series. And actually, I think those are available if you're an Audible Plus member. So the second one is A Heart Forager, and let me look up what the third one is. It's not coming to me right now. The Shadow Glass. So I would love to read both of those and finish that series this summer. And then I have one that I just picked up, and this book is absolutely everywhere. I have a feeling so many of us are going to be reading this summer, and this is Ace of Spades. I know that this is dark academia. It's been getting absolutely stellar reviews. And the tagline here says, all you need to know is I'm here to divide and conquer like all great tyrants do. Aces. So, yep. It's dark academia set in a school. Yeah, I've heard it's really beautifully written, and I don't think I have seen a single bad thing about it. So that might be my next read, actually. And then I have 3 books here that have been on my shelves for ages, and I've put them on so many TBRs. I just need to read them because I know I'm going to love them. And the first one is Aisha at Last by Uzma Jalaluddin, and I just bought her latest release, so I want to read this one first. It is loosely based on Pride and Prejudice, and it's set in Toronto, and I've heard it's a really, really sweet romance, so it does seem like a perfect summer book. I just have to actually sit down and read it because I do know I'm going to love this. And then we have a book by one of my favorite authors ever, Kazuo Ishiguro, and this is The Remains of the Day. I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet, because I know I'm going to love it. I love his writing. Claire and the Sun and Never Let Me Go are 2 of my favorite books ever. And I've seen a lot of people actually really love this, and I know that it follows a butler. It's supposed to be a pretty simple story, but there's something about Kazuo Ishiguro's writing and the way that he creates characters that really get to you, and he really has you questioning some moral and ethical issues. He really looks at humanity in a different way, and I just love it. So I can just see myself really diving into this one at some point this summer and really falling in love with it. And the last one I have here is a big one. It's over 700 pages, but I think I'm ready to tackle it. But before I show you the book, like, look at this writing. This is going to be a chore to read, but I think I'm going to actually really, really love it. And it's Blonde by Joyce Carol Oates. Now, I've always adored Marilyn Monroe. We actually share a birthday. We're both born on June 1st, and I've always felt like a kinship towards her. I know a lot of people do, and I've never read anything by Joyce Carol Oates, but I've always meant to, and I've been told that this is a great one to start with, and it's actually being made into a movie, and I know Brad Pitt is going to produce it. I think it might even be out or is coming out soon, so I'd like to read this before watching the movie, and I'm curious to see what Joyce Carol Oates does with Marilyn Monroe's story. So this could be like a good one to read slowly over the course of the summer. And then I actually have one that I just bought, and I've already read this book, but I adored it. It's one of my favorite books that I read in 2020, but I actually listened to the audiobook, and so many people told me that the physical copy was very beautiful, and they were right. It is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth, and actually there are illustrations throughout here, which I didn't realize when I was listening to the audiobook. Look how cool this is. So I am thinking that I might have to reread this during the summertime because I'm loving the illustrations in here. This is one of the most beautiful, atmospheric, such great characters, most sapphic, wonderful book that I've ever read. So though it is huge, I've already read it and loved it, so I think you can get through it pretty quickly. And I do just want to experience that again. But also something I'm noticing is just how white these pages are. I'm just going to show you. Let's compare. Can you tell the difference? Don't think I've ever had a book with pages this white. That is so random, but something I've noticed. But yes, I would like to get to this in the summer. So I think that is all I have for you today. Let me know what kind of books you read in the summertime. Are you like a seasonal reader? I feel like I do read specific books in the summer, the fall, and the winter, not so much the spring, but let me know what your seasonal reading is like and what you plan to get up to this And thanks for watching as always, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.